In a significant display of transatlantic solidarity, a United States B-52 Stratofortress bomber has arrived in European airspace to join a major NATO exercise. This iconic aircraft, a symbol of American air power for over 7 decades, remains a cornerstone of strategic deterrence. Despite its age, the B-52 has been continuously upgraded with modern avionics, advanced radar systems, and the capability to carry the latest generation of standoff weapons, ensuring its relevance on today's complex battlefield. The bomber's journey was a mission in itself, a transcontinental flight originating from its home base in the United States. This long-range deployment is a practical demonstration of America's global reach and its ability to project power across continents on short notice. The flight path brought the bomber into the strategically sensitive Baltic Sea region, operating in international airspace near Russia's border. This specific routing is no accident. This event sends a clear and powerful signal, embodying the core principles of deterrence: capability, credibility, and communication. It demonstrates that the United States is unequivocally committed to the collective defense of its NATO allies under Article 5. This is not a routine training flight. It is a deliberate and calculated display of Allied capability and resolve. The presence of such a heavy, long-range bomber in this region is meant to be seen and understood by potential adversaries, particularly Russia. It serves as a powerful message of reassurance to allies while simultaneously acting as a deterrent to aggression. This matters because tensions in the region have been steadily rising. The security environment in Eastern Europe has become more complex and less predictable, demanding a robust and visible defensive posture from the alliance. The flight serves as a direct response to a series of recent events that have challenged regional stability. By integrating this strategic asset into multinational drills, NATO demonstrates that it is not just a political alliance, but a cohesive and interoperable military force, ready to act in unison. The ability to bring a strategic asset like the B-52 from the United States to the skies over Finland, a new and vital member of the alliance, underlines the global reach of American air power and the seamless integration that NATO forces strive for. It is a tangible expression of the alliance's commitment to defending every inch of its territory. The bomber's journey was a long and carefully planned operation. It began at Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. The B-52 Stratofortress flew across the Atlantic, stopping at Moran Air Base in Spain. From Moran, it proceeded north to join the exercise. The flight path took it over Finland. Finland is a relatively new NATO member and shares a long border with Russia. The bomber did simulated strike runs at a Finnish training area. The mission continued into Estonian airspace. At its closest point, the bomber was about 50 kilometers, 31 miles, from the Russian border. That proximity was intentional, testing NATO's ability to project power while staying in Allied and international airspace. The route demonstrates NATO can operate freely and safely along its eastern boundary. The B-52 did not fly alone. It was a multinational effort. The primary role of the B-52 Stratofortress, a veteran of the Cold War, is to deliver a massive payload of weapons over intercontinental distances. Despite its age, continuous modernization of its engines, avionics, and weapon systems ensures it remains a cornerstone of strategic air power. Its ability to loiter for extended periods, combined with its immense payload capacity of up to 70,000 pounds, makes it a uniquely flexible and intimidating asset. It can carry a wide variety of munitions, from conventional gravity bombs and sea mines to precision-guided joint direct attack munitions, or JDAMs. Crucially, it's also a launch platform for long-range standoff weapons like the JASSM cruise missile. This allows the B-52 to strike targets from hundreds of miles away, staying clear of the most dangerous enemy air defenses. In a potential conflict, its job would be to execute these deep strike missions, hitting high-value targets far behind enemy lines. These aren't just random targets. They are the enemy's central nervous system, command and control centers, critical air defense sites, and major logistical hubs. Neutralizing these assets early on is critical to disrupting an adversary's command structure, blinding their sensors, and crippling their ability to sustain a fight. This is how air superiority is established in modern warfare. The simulated weapons drops at Finland's Sotinpuro firing range were designed to practice exactly these kinds of complex, high-stakes missions, ensuring pilots are prepared to execute them under pressure. However, a large subsonic bomber like the B-52 is a significant and vulnerable target when flying alone. That is why it was escorted by a formidable screen of fighter jets. In this exercise, Finnish Fa-18 Hornets and British Royal Air Force Typhoons provided a multi-layered defense, demonstrating seamless interoperability between NATO allies. Their mission is twofold: engage any intercepting enemy fighters and actively suppress or destroy enemy air defenses on the ground, a mission known as SEED. By flying in a coordinated formation, the fighters create a protective bubble, sanitizing the airspace and clearing a safe corridor for the bomber. The aim is simple, but the execution is complex. Ensure the bomber reaches its target, delivers its weapons precisely, and returns safely. This coordinated effort is the classic NATO strike package, a powerful demonstration of collective defense. A critical element of this exercise was testing communications. In the complex, high-speed arena of modern air combat, victory is determined by far more than the capabilities of individual aircraft. The sheer volume of information from sensors, satellites, and ground stations can be overwhelming. Success hinges on how well disparate platforms can fuse this data, share information, and operate as a single, cohesive, and networked team. This concept, known as network-centric warfare, transforms isolated units into a powerful, interconnected force. The key to this interoperability is a system called Link 16. Put simply, Link 16 is a secure, jam-resistant, high-capacity digital communication network. It's the standardized language that allows NATO and allied forces to talk to each other digitally. This secure tactical data link is the backbone of communication for the United States and its NATO partners. Its widespread adoption ensures that a pilot from one nation can seamlessly integrate with forces from another, a fundamental requirement for coalition operations. It allows aircraft, ships, and ground forces to automatically exchange their tactical picture in near real time. This process, called sensor fusion, combines data from everyone's radar, infrared sensors, and electronic surveillance systems into one unified, comprehensive battlefield map. This shared situational awareness is a massive, decisive advantage in any conflict, dramatically accelerating the Observe, Orient, Decide, Act loop, or OODA loop. The Finnish Fa-18 Hornets and British RAF Typhoons escorting the B-52 are all equipped with Link 16. This allows Finnish, American, and British crews to see the exact same tactical data, ensuring every pilot and weapons systems officer is on the same page. This interoperability will be even more critical with the future integration of F-35s into European air forces. For example, if a Finnish jet's radar detects a potential threat, that information, its location, speed, and altitude, appears instantly as a symbol on the displays in the B-52 and the other fighters. This digital communication prevents surprises, eliminates ambiguity, and enables rapid, coordinated reactions without a single word spoken over the radio. However, this reliance on data links also presents a challenge. Adversaries actively develop electronic warfare capabilities to jam or disrupt these networks. Therefore, a crucial part of exercises like this is to test the resilience of Link 16 against simulated electronic attacks, ensuring the network can resist interference and keep the data flowing. When the network is secure, it turns separate aircraft into a cohesive fighting unit. A fighter can detect and designate a target, then digitally hand it off to the bomber, which can launch a standoff weapon without ever turning on its own radar. This silent engagement flow is stealthier, faster, and ultimately saves lives. This NATO exercise did not happen in a vacuum. It must be seen in the context of recent Russian military activity. There has been a notable increase in actions testing NATO's vigilance. One form is the use of unmanned aerial vehicles near sensitive military sites and airports. Reports span Poland, Belgium, Denmark, and Germany, prompting disruptions and security concerns. Russian fighter jets have made incursions into or near NATO airspace, particularly in the Baltic region. MiG-31 jets entered Estonian airspace and lingered, ignoring communications. NATO jets were scrambled each time to intercept and escort the aircraft away. European leaders described these activities as hybrid warfare aimed at sowing uncertainty, testing response times, and creating division. Drone flights force airport suspensions and public anxiety. Airspace probes consume fuel and flight hours for NATO air policing. The strategic importance of this exercise is immense. The most significant factor is the participation of Finland. Once militarily non-aligned, Finland's calculus changed after Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. In April 2023, Finland joined NATO, fundamentally altering the security map of Northern Europe. A capable military and vital territory joined the alliance, more than doubling NATO's border with Russia. This flight reinforces collective defense and demonstrates Article 5 in practice. To Helsinki, the message is reassurance. To Moscow, it is deterrence. Aggression would meet the alliance's full force. NATO's posture is evolving with new command centers coordinating the Nordic region. Forward deployments in Spain and elsewhere provide a rapid theater-wide presence. This counters Russian long-range bomber patrols and other activity near Allied airspace. Deterrence requires credibility, trained forces, integrated equipment, and functional command structures. Far from dividing NATO, recent events have made it larger, more determined, and more practiced.